Let's start building some tension. Hey, welcome back to Writer's Theory and my attempt to write a novel in less than 90 days and bringing you along for the journey. My name is James Winterthorn. This is day 7, so I'm going to do a little bit of a recap of what I've accomplished over the past week. We'll get into the actual writing session I did for day 7. And I just wanted to share with you how I've got here so far, what I've learned, what my takeaways are after starting a project and being on it for a week, and revisit our goals for this project. So in case you're new to these videos, or just a refresher of what I'm trying to accomplish here, my goal or my goals are I want to write a novel of 80,000 words or more, basically the minimum of what is generally accepted as a novel. I want to complete the first draft in under 90 days. I plan to document and upload each writing session with commentary like you're watching now. I'm going to efficiently edit the manuscript, create some cover art, and I'm going to publish the project straight to Amazon. It's Kindle Direct Publishing, so KDP. So my goal here is to do this quickly and efficiently and to take you along on this journey. And so I'm using a course that I built earlier in the year called N90 Novel Roadmap AI Edition. So this is a course that will help you get in front of your keyboard every day, help you with how to write a novel, give you content to write so you don't have to either dream up a scenario that is going to be good enough to write, or burn up an idea that you've been stewing on for a while with mechanics and a habit that maybe doesn't necessitate writing a full novel. So it gives you everything you need to write a novel in 90 days, and it removes a lot of the roadblocks that hold us up as writers while we're developing our skills, while we're building our writing habit. So those are the goals. Just wanted to quickly recap what the past 7 days have meant. We will get into the writing session for day 7, and then at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts about starting a project like this, what I've learned, and just how I feel about the progress that has been made so far. So for this day, I'm picking up where I left off on the scene where they were sharing a little bit about their history. A lot of that scene from yesterday was partially me getting to know these characters and what their motivations are, and to have a little bit more of a plot that I can wrap my head around and start to imagine versus getting it from the outline. But I'm picking up from that point, and that point was a lot of getting to know the characters, a breath before I start to increase the action. So that's my goal with this day's writing, is how can I increase the tension? How can I pick up some action and carry the narrative forward instead of diving into the characters' pasts? So I've decided to change the format a little bit. And instead of just playing music over the writing session, I will give you some commentary as you watch the clip for the first part of day 7. So here it is. So here they're still wrapping up their meal and their conversation that they had, but it's pretty much used up. And I figured since she had a little bit to drink here, she's going to resort to, or she's going to fall back into her Spanish. And she's giving him something here that is a little foreshadowing that he's going to use later. And that being these words that she's telling him to remember. So I did a little bit of research to find out what these words would be. we'll get it'll be revealed later exactly how this is implemented. So yeah, like they're just wrapping up that conversation. So while it's still the same scene, there's a different push in what I'm trying to accomplish here. And then we get into he's going to bed, he falls asleep for a while, and then this is where the tension starts picking up. And still using the Spanish. Like, I'm not entirely sure how much to incorporate the actual non-English language in the story, but I think Spanish is common enough that most people will get what the meaning is, and hopefully from the context, even if you don't understand the Spanish, you still get it. So still using that here, and just wanted to introduce the party that's chasing him. Even though we saw this party in the very first chapter, this is their first introduction. And so there we have the first portion of day 7. Again, this is like, it's not a narrative. I'm not bridging a gap right now. Like I have a term that I like to call a narrative bridge, where if I have a gap from one sequence to the next in the plot, and I don't have a good way to fill it, sometimes I'll build a bridge, and I'll make note of this as I'm taking notes on my story. But this bridge is a simple way to go from this scene to this scene, and then I'll come back and fill in the rest later. But right now, this is basically what this portion that we saw here was, just a little foreshadowing and a way to start carrying the action forward so we can get back into some tension and some excitement back in the story. Still working in beats. Like, so what's this mini scene? What are we trying to accomplish? And we're going to see more of that as we move forward now that this dangerous element has been introduced into the story. So let's move on to the second part of day 7 and see what happens. See a little research here. I generally don't like to do research, but I keep saying that, and then I keep finding myself doing research, so maybe I'm just fine with it. Trying to really focus on description here, to have it built into just introducing a character that we probably won't see again, but I do want it to seem authentic. And then again, with the Spanish that's being used here, I just want to make sure that I'm going to be able to come back and make sure that this is period specific, that Spanish speakers in the mid-19th century would actually speak this way, because this is my research. This is what's coming off of modern tools for this dialect and word usage. So I'll come back and make sure that if I need to adjust anything, I will. I want it to at least be believable. So when there are terms or words that are used at this time, I just want to make sure that they are used and that nothing too modern is in there. But here we go. This is really picking up the pace here, and I guess this is I see how far I had come along, check my progress. Yeah, really just trying to, like, okay, they've got to get it. Like, there's people looking for him. They bought a little bit of time, and now it's time to leave. And so he's having interaction with the innkeeper here, and this is about the day's writing there, 10:52. This is a good way. This is my parking lot, so this is where I'll put notes that I want to keep, and this is what I'll come back to when I'm writing, like the rewrite portion of it. After the first draft is done, I'll come back and do those edits or changes to the story as I took notes. But I don't want to do that now, because I'm still going to have to come back and make changes later, even if I start going back to what I previously written to make changes. I'm still going to change all that stuff later. So I'm not worried about it now. I just keep notes, and I'm going to do that work after the first draft is done. So that's day 7 worth of writing. This was good progress, and now I have action. I have a problem that's present and very obvious. It's not just a trail of dust following them like in the previous scenes. It's not some unknown threat. There are actually armed men looking for Mercer and Alvarez as by association. So this will make the next day's, tomorrow's work much easier because I know these characters a lot better from the work I did yesterday. And now I have goals and actions and problems to solve for the future scenes. So at least for this coming sequence, the writing for me gets a lot easier because I've got all these tools and all this content to use now. So really looking forward to that. And here is the line of the day. The road behind him ached in his joints. So I like this because it tells us a lot about where he's come and just that the journey up to this point has been hard on him and he's feeling it physically in his body. So I thought that was very telling of where we're at in the story so far. So as far as 7 days of writing, starting this project in this course that helps me write a novel in 90 days. So if you watch the very intro video, you know that I don't really have anywhere to start here. I don't have a plot idea that I came to the table with. I don't know any of the characters. I really don't even have scenes that I want to use. I've got almost nothing except that I want to write a Western and I have the materials of N90 Novel Roadmap to help me. So as a result, I haven't really thought about who these characters are. I don't know much about the setting except for what I've seen in movies and read in books. So I'm really working with that information. So I have the outline. I've been inspired by a story idea that's been structured for me. So I have got that, but I don't know these characters, even if the outline has been presented. So the first few pages, first few scenes are very clunky. And the characters are a little two-dimensional. And what you might imagine you see in any Western movie. I think one of the videos I did was like, is this scene in every Western? And that's okay. Like that gave me a good piece of content to write and then start to understand this world, understand these characters, and where I want to go moving forward. And that's starting to happen around this time. So I feel really good about it. I've been in front of my keyboard every day and gotten these words out. And I know the characters better. I know the world better. And I understand the plot that I want to tell versus the outline that I created to have inspire me for this story. Now, I'm still going to use the tools to help me update the outline and help me carry the story forward, because I know I'm going to get to a point where I need some more content or inspiration to keep writing day after day. So the biggest takeaways on the first 7 days have just been trust. I needed to trust what I knew and just write the story and not worry about the content and believe that I'm going to understand these characters as I write them. And that's exactly what's happening. So I'm very pleased with this effort. I'm right on track with where I want to be. I broke the outline at day 4 because the first chapter, I just didn't have enough content to keep writing. So I wrapped that up at day 3. But ultimately, I'm pleased with this effort. I have done more writing consistently in 7 days than I had done the 7 days before. So this has been a very good activity for me. I feel a habit forming, and I'm really excited to tell this story now and really excited to see where it goes from here. So tomorrow we're going to get on to the next day's worth of writing, day number 8, and where we are really picking up the tension and working with action and seeing how these characters interact, because nothing tells you more about your character than what they do under pressure. So can't wait to share that with you. If you are interested in checking out N90 Novel Roadmap, I'll put a link below in the video. Be sure to like and subscribe this video so you can follow me on this journey all the way up until I push the OK button and publish this thing. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Hey, I'm James Winterthorn, and I am going to start over. And so here is our word of...